All right, we are good to go. Let me get this all set up. Hello, hello, as everyone kind of comes in right now. It says I'm live, just don't see it on mine, so give me a second. What's up, Tyler? How are we doing? Why is it not popping up on mine just yet? I see everyone. There we go. We are good. Turn this off, actually. I don't need to hear myself. What's up, Brandon? What's up, Tyler? Give me 2 seconds. Let me tweet this all out. And we have a very, very exciting first show. I'm doing good, dude. Big NHL slate today. Super excited to get everything going. Again, let me just get this tweeted out on all socials. Let me... Okay. Today... Okay. As always, guys, any questions, comments, players you want me to take a look at, games you want me to take a look at, anything like that, super interactive. Ask me in chat. I'll be more than happy to pull up any stats and all the above. We are also going to be going into a little bit about ProfitX. This is my first stream doing this, so what I really want to do is make sure that, one, I explain the platform, how to use the platform, and kind of where the value is from it. And then we'll go into the daily NHL stuff. So we're going to go through all the lineups. We're going to see who's starting. So kind of a little everything you need to know in the NHL. And then we'll go into some picks that I want to get to. Yeah, Tyler, 100%. Feel free to send anything you want over. We'll be doing... Tyler, you could send them all together. That's perfectly fine, dude. That is perfectly fine by me. Cool. So, going into Profit Exchange first and kind of the big reason behind using it. So, as of right now, they've really grown their platform from where they've been a year ago. I actually, funny enough, was at a Book It event where I met Dean when I was hanging out with Trent. And it's grown a ton since then. So first off, it's available in 40 states. So it's very easily accessible, especially for people who don't have your typical sports books available. The big one for me is the prices that you get. If you look at most of these prices compared to what you'd get on a typical sportsbook exchange, you're looking at 10, 15, 20 cents difference in price, which is huge, especially over time when you're thinking of a sports bettor needing to be hitting what 56, 57% of his bets to be profitable. If you're saving that much on every single bet, long term, you're going to be much more successful doing it. Now, NHL being one of their basically newest offerings, I was told come playoff, their menu is going to be much more significant in terms of props, what's available, and we're kind of working on that together. But as of right now, basically anything you take a look at, they have the best price for any spread money line total. And I believe shortly we're going to be adding some more team props such as goal and first 10, team totals, that type of stuff. So we'll take a look through all that, kind of breaking down how this works. And again, just as an example, when you're on this main screen, this is going to show you the overall liquidity in any single market. Right? So let's say, for example, complete baseline, we're looking at this Pittsburgh Penguins Vegas Golden Knights game, right? You're looking at the money line, and if you take a look, let me pull up action real quick just to get an idea of what the odds would be. So you pull up action, and the Golden Knights' best line is -190, while the Penguins is +160. You're looking at, on both sides, whether you want to take the Golden Knights at a 14... point difference from -190 to -165 or 67 or +170. Above or below each of these lines, it tells you how much liquidity is there. So let's say the Penguins, for example, there's only $7, right? But if you click in here, let's say the +170 isn't there, but you want to take +168, still a better price. There's a ton of liquidity available in this line. You won't have any problems matching it. How does this work? Rob, it works in 40 states in the US. I have to pull up the list because I don't know off the top of my head. But if you Google Profit Exchange, it'll tell you the exact list. David, I believe it's not live in Canada just yet. So again, as an example, you have that as a line. Now, if you're looking at something like anytime goal scorers, and eventually, once we get into the player props, you'll be able to do this. Thomas Hurdle. He's been on a heater lately. He's been scoring goals for fun for the Vegas Golden Knights. At any point, if any prop doesn't have a line that you want, you could go here and you could just wait for it to be matched. So again, I'm not saying this is an actual bet. Let's say, for example, for shits and giggles, he's been hot. I think he's going to score. I want to put $5, and let me just see an idea of what a line could be for him. I'm assuming around plus 190. He's been hot. Plus 185 right now is on DraftKings. What I really want to go, let's say I want plus 210. I could place it. It's going to be unmatched. And now someone can bet against me effectively. I've requested it on that side. This could be done from anyone out here. And at this point, again, hold on, I got to confirm it. It is not confirmed. It is just out there, and I am waiting to see if someone would match it for me. So I have it up there. Someone can match it. Nice and easy. So effectively, as this platform continues to grow and grow, it'll be much, much easier for people to set the lines, set lines that you're comfortable with, and kind of go from that. So super excited to be kind of going through this. This is our first stream. We are going to be going Tuesdays to Fridays at 4 p.m. and then Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had to go earlier on Saturday because there's a lot of 12:30, 1 p.m. games. So we're going to go a little bit earlier on Saturdays, and it will be this kind of general breakdown that I like to go through. So we'll start off with if you guys have been part of my streams, this is how I always start my streams. We're going to go through. We're going to go through every single team that's playing today, take a look at their lineups, take a look at who is in net for them, and look at some general trends as we kind of get into it. So let's go game by game. Let's kick out of here. Go back here. So we'll start with my New Jersey Devils against the Columbus Blue Jackets with effectively what's a playoff game for both of these teams today. Columbus Blue Jackets, they've been one of the better teams in the NHL of late. I don't expect to see any changes. Luke Cunnin, new guy, came in at the trade deadline. Not a great depth piece, but he's a depth piece. Other than that, looks the same. I don't know if Olivier was top 6 previously. That seems like a change. I don't remember seeing Matthew Olivier in the top 6. Other than that, Fabro, Werenski, Matejchuk's been really, really good. Lowell Severson. And I believe Elvis Merzlikins is in net today. So excited to get that one. Actually, let me see here because comments aren't popping up. There we go. I appreciate that, Piggy. Thank you, man. Really, really appreciate it. And yes, January was not kind to us. But February and March been good today. Do I like Fantilli for a point today? Yes and no. I think Adam Fantilli, first off, had a hattie last game against New York Rangers. My slight worry with him is going to be the Devils and their defense. When we get into their numbers real quick, they're basically one of the best defensive teams in the NHL. I think they're second best in goals against. I can see this play a little bit like a playoff game. I most likely would steer clear of points in this one, but Fantilli's been really, really good. On the Devil side, should be no changes. I know, who was it? Paul Cotter comes back in. Daniel Sprong comes out from their lineup. I'm kind of surprised. I thought Daniel Sprong in this third line, Glass, Hall, and Sprong was really, really good. I think Sprong will be back in next game. Decor looks about the same. Simon Nemitz has not been good for them. At least the last game. The game against Winnipeg, he was horrendous. And it'll be Jacob Markstrom in net today. Polarizing opinion on the Devil side. I think Jake Allen has probably been the better goalie of late. But Markstrom is the long-term better goalie. You got to go with him. He's your number one, and it makes sense on that side. Let's go through lineups. I'm going to go through every team that's playing today lineup, and then I'm going to go through the picks and what I like. This side, little interesting on Vegas. I think Tanner Pearson being bumped up to that top line. He also has a pretty good history against Pittsburgh, so keep an eye on him. He could be a nice little bump up in ice time and production. Other than that, Riley Smith on the fourth line is a little weird. Picking up for a third and sticking on the fourth line. I know depth's important. We'll see how that goes. Other than that, looks relatively the same. And I believe it's Ilya Samsonov, the backup in net today against Tristan Jarry on the Penguin side. Top line intact. I think that line has stayed basically the same, but Connor Dewar comes in for Anthony Beauvillier. I think it was Beauvillier here originally pre-trade deadline. I don't have any desire to bet on this Penguins team. Literally none. Tristan Jarry in net, I think I already mentioned that, but all in all, oh, actually, Tommy Novak's out. I didn't realize Tommy Novak. He's actually a pretty good third line center. All right, what's the next game? I just want to make sure I get through every team that is playing. Senators and Flyers. So Philly side of things, I mean, changes. I believe this is the exact same lineup they had against the Devils. Mitchkov got benched because Torts loves to do a little bit of that. Defensively looks about the same. I believe I saw that it is Fedotov in net today for them. Let me confirm. It is Fedotov. Ottawa's not confirmed a goal yet. However, it is expected to be Anton Forsberg coming off a huge win with Ullmark yesterday. I believe Pinto and Cousins swap places here. I think Cousins was line 3 last game. So a little bit of a swap here. Cousins scored the game winner with 2-3 minutes left. So that's a huge one for a new piece to kind of get acclimated and be loved by the fans. Defensively, all the same. Like we said, I believe it's Anton Forsberg expected, but not confirmed in net today for the Senators. Florida versus Boston, man, I wish that I wish Brad Marchand was playing today. That's one that I'm really, really bummed about and missing. But on this side, I mean, Florida looks about the same what they've been. Evan Rodriguez has been a really hot shooter of late, really good volume shooter of late. He's kind of picked up some of that Matty slack, but so is his team or line mate Mackey. Mackey's kind of a little bit of a shot king when he gets those opportunities. Go Sturm, Nosek, this looks about the same. Big one for me today. Seth Jones comes into the top line. He also comes in the top power play unit. I posted about him on Twitter earlier. I think he's going to get a good 3-4 more minutes time on ice. He's going to basically take all those Ekblad roles. And Seth Jones is usually really, really good defensively. Really, really good offensively. I'm sorry, as a defenseman. Mrs. Cheds is in the comments as well, showing the support. Thank you. I really like Seth Jones to have a really good game today. I think he's going to be incredibly effective. I think on Chicago, he lost a little bit of shots purely from the fact that the team never had the puck. Florida's going to be the opposite. They're going to dominate the puck. They're going to have puck in the offensive zone. And I think he's going to have a really, really good game for himself here. So I think that's probably the biggest lineup change out of any team when it comes to betting, at least from my perspective. And besides that, Marchand's still out. Obviously, Ekblad is now suspended, and Matthew Tkachuk is still injured. Bobrovsky going in net today. On the Boston side, again, I couldn't even tell you what that second line is, but they actually played pretty well against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Casey Middlestat, I believe, put up 2 points, which is pretty surprising for him because he had a tough time in Colorado. The bottom 6 exists. The decor is real bad. Jeremy Swayman in net today. He has been much better at home this year compared to on the road. Just kind of one thing to note there if you're going on the Boston Bruins. Swayman is slightly better on that side. Tampa Bay, Carolina, I believe we're going to have the exact same lineups here. Carolina with the new acquisition of Logan Stankoven. Nope, they changed those lines up completely. So Stankoven's now dropped down the second line with Svechnikov and Kotkaniemi. Jackson Blake, who I swear Rod Brindamore puts up every single game. And Taylor Hall in the top line, that could be interesting. I believe we have confirmed goalies here. We do. Kochetkov versus Vasilevsky. We got the 2 Russians going up against each other. Tampa Bay side. Make sure I'm not missing anything. So Bjorkstrand, was he top 6? If I remember correctly, I want to say that Bjorkstrand was with the other third liners last game. I want to say that's a bump up, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I wasn't able to watch the last game because of moves. Defensively, I think Hedman is a game time decision. I haven't seen anything about Victor Hedman just yet. It says could return, so game time decision today. Keep an eye on that one. Obviously, that's their best defenseman, their number 1 defenseman. Very exciting. Lightning money line. I like the Lightning in this game. I think they're one of the hottest teams in the NHL. Once we get through everything, we have a couple segments that I want to go through. So I'm going to have my favorite total of the game or of the day. I'm also going to start doing something called the dog of the day. So I'm going to be picking an underdog. Tampa Bay could fit that narrative here. Although there's another team that kind of have my eyes on in this spot today. But Tampa Bay, I mean, to be plus 120, they're effectively one of the hottest teams in the NHL right now. So it's not a bad look. Where were we? Let's finish these up. Go through these quickly. Colorado, Minnesota. I mean, Colorado just played yesterday. I expect 0 lineup changes minus Blackwood in net. And we would be right. Minnesota, it is Philip Gustafson in net. Vinny Hinostroza bumped up to the top line, as opposed to Matt Zuccarello. Is interesting. Let's see, maybe you can get some props on Hinostroza. He's also on the first power play. He's been scoring some power play goals of late. Keep an eye on him. Could be a little buy low situation there. Washington, Anaheim. Oh no, we got Winnipeg, New York next. New York looks about the same. I think Kaliev draws in. I don't want to say Kaliev has been really. So hold on, let me just put this up. That's how it's been the last 3 games. So Tulip's talking about for the Wild. I was not aware that Hinostroza was. I thought it was Zuccarello, and then they bumped up there. So good to know. I feel bad. Why call up a guy like Brian Othman and just play him on the 4th line? But I know Rangers fans are not too happy with that. Defensively, looks about the same. This D-core is rough without Adam Fox. I'll be betting on the Winnipeg Jets side of things. Igor is confirmed in net today. For the Winnipeg side, I swear they've had the exact same lineup for 60 straight games. Bearing a dude that... Oh, actually, no. Brandon Tanev draws in on the 4th line. Other than that, I swear this is the exact same lineup that they've had forever, which is good for solidarity. It's good for a team. Hellebuck for Shesterkin, 2 of the best goalies in hockey. Definitely leaning there towards the under. All right, we got Washington and Anaheim. Last game, they swapped Tom Wilson over on the top line. I kind of hate it. I'd rather just leave Dubois with Wilson because those guys have been absolutely cooking together 5-on-5. But they're trying to find some consistency. Stroh and Ovi outside of the power play haven't been really good 5-on-5 of late. Makes sense to me. On the Anaheim side of things, this is basically what they've had running for the last 10, 15 games or so. Nothing really different outside of the trade of Brian Dumoulin, and that's kind of pulled in where Zellweger, Mintyukov, and Lacombe get to all play on that left-hand side. Do we have goalies yet there? Gibson versus Thompson, maybe? Gibson-Thompson? Dostal versus Logan Thompson's really, really nice matchup. Again, lean under there just purely off a goalie thing. I'm a big believer in goals saved above expected. If you go off goals saved above expected, this is on Money Puck. Logan Thompson, Lucas Dostal, 2 of the best goalies in hockey, actually 2nd and 3rd this year in the NHL. So really, really like them, and I think you get really good value on the under here, actually. Wonder, can I buy that up while we're here on the 6.5? I mean, you're still getting minus 120, minus 129. Mike is low. How about now? Let's see. Could turn it up a little bit. How about now? Should be good. It's showing that it's coming through pretty well on my side. I do really like the under, actually. In this, minus 129 is a really good price. You get 2 of the best goalies in hockey. I think Washington, if I remember correctly, scoring goals, but I believe that's been trending down of late. Capitals last time. I know their offense has kind of cooled off after they having like back-to-back 8-goal games. No, it's heated back up. They had a little bit of a down spell here in the middle. It's gone right back up. So offensively, we're good on that side. What about the Ducks? How have they been offensively? Pretty good. Defensively, Washington has always been a relatively good team. And Anaheim, they've actually gone a little bit better defensively of late. It's really just a goalie play for me. I think I'd take the under 6.5 in this one, purely with Thompson and Dostal. Let's look through everything else before I lock anything in. Quinn Hughes not in today for Vancouver. Sam Montembeault and Kevin Lankinen going here. We'll start at Vancouver since I mentioned Quinn Hughes. I believe Lecker-Mackey didn't play last game. I think he's been called back up here. I love Philip Hedl for this team. He's actually been a really good play driver and really good skater. We got the Pettersson bros. Elias Pettersson on the, well, DPD, as they like to call him, on the top defensive pair today with Philip Hronik, Kevin Lankinen in net. Quinn Hughes is he's definitely out today, but he's day-to-day going forward. Montreal, Patrick Laine's out, I believe, with an illness, but he may be back next game, they said. Top line looks about the same. Hey, the depth got crushed here, though, huh? Who else are they missing? Oh, Doc. They're missing Kirby Doc, who got hurt. Defensively, love Lane Hudson. I'm holding a really good future ticket with him, so I hope he continues to have a really, really good game. Okay. Let's go last, I believe, 2 games. Nope, we're not looking at that. Pred Sharks. We'll talk about that one in depth. And then Islanders Kings. Let's start Islanders Kings. Kemper versus Sorokin is confirmed in that game. Islanders, I haven't even looked at their lineup, but it looks about right with Barzal out and all the trades that they've made. I believe this is about what they had last game as well. Defensively, Tony DeAngelo keeps playing. Yeah, Tyler, I saw you post them recently. If you want to send them again, I'm absolutely going to. I just want to make sure there's no lineup changes that I missed here. One thing, actually, the Islanders played defenseman Adam Boqvist at center for the first time in his life last game because their guys were all hurt. Seemingly looks like he's going to go back on defense in his normal position. LA Kings, Kuzmenko goes right up to line 1 here. Their offense looked really, really good last game. I don't even remember if he got on the score sheet, but I could take a look. Actually, I could really easily take a look. I have this up. Kuzmenko. He did not. That's genuinely impressive. I think his team scored, what, 6, 7? To not get on the scoreboard once is genuinely impressive. And this line, the Byfield Fiala Laferriere line, has been one of the best offensive lines in hockey. They get kind of crushed defensively, but that's okay. Not every line needs to be good offensively or defensively. And then, honestly, look, it looks like a really bad game, but this might be game of the day. Predators versus Sharks might be game of the day. And they are going to be my game line of the day. I posted them on Twitter already. But the over 6. So I took the over 6, I believe. I forget the price, minus 124? It was somewhere around there, minus 124, minus 126. You could buy it bumped up. It's over 6.5 for plus money. It's actually down to minus 123 right now on the over 6 that you guys can play. So, like, focus or camera focus. Really, really good line. The last two times these teams have played this year, I believe the first game was a 7-5 win for the Predators. The second one was a 6-5 win for the Predators. Both of these teams have a general inability to play any type of defense. San Jose ranks 3rd worst. Nashville ranks 7th worst recently. Year to date, San Jose dead last. Nashville 6th worst. And if you look at on the road, Nashville is one of the worst offensive, defensive kind of splits. Their defense actually isn't horrible at home. Their defense is horrendous on the road. And let's see if we go recently on the road, it is the worst in all of hockey. Basically, anyone they put in net has been struggling. Is it Saros? Unconfirmed goalie Alexander Forgiev. His very, very common nickname as he seemingly gives up 4 goals every game. Coming off a 6 goals against 7 against the Avalanche. He did not have a good game last time out. Let's see. 7 against the Colorado Avalanche, and he gave up another 4 against the Islanders. Although Nashville struggles to score, I think they'll get us 2-3 at the very minimum. When these two teams play stylistically, just seemingly is very high flying, very offensive. So I like those odds a lot. I bought it down at over 6. Gives me a little bit of potential if we get a 4-2 empty net, get our money back. A 5-1 if it's a little bit of a blowout. We'll get on that side. I'm not really playing for the OT at 3-3 or anything like that. I think if it goes over, it'll soar over. But I also want the protection in the event that, again, 4-2 empty netter at the end of the game kind of gets us there where we need to be. Smith Celebrini stack, the 2 best buds. I'll definitely take a look at that. I think, if Justus Annunen goes in net, that's even better for us. Saros hasn't been great this year. He hasn't been bad. Justus Annunen's been really bad. I really hope that we get to see him today. Again, unconfirmed at this point. I don't know if we're going to find out before 10 o'clock, though, when morning skates begin. Really, really big fan of Justus, or of the over, though, today. The over is my top pick of the day. I actually don't hate San Jose moneyline at plus 144 either. Nashville's one of the worst teams in hockey on the road. I think they're like 7-28 on the road. That's not saying the San Jose Sharks aren't horrible. I'm not saying you want to actively be betting on the San Jose Sharks to win games. But they're a professional hockey team. They're going to win games eventually. What better spot against Nashville, who really just can't keep the puck out of their net on the road right now. So we'll go back here. And I think, let me just take a look at lineups real quick, and then we can go into some props. some game line picks, and everything else. So Toffoli's a game time decision. I don't know 100% that he's definitely playing today. I feel bad for William Macklin. He lost his big buddy. Klim Kostin in the top 6 is ridiculous to me, but Macklin and Will Smith playing together, also in the top power play unit. No defenseman, interesting. No defenseman power play unit is very, very interesting. As Tulip said, I like the Smith Celebrini stack a lot today. I think they're going to be able to get goals. I think there'll be goals on both sides here, regardless. Nashville side, they got some weird lineups. Colton Sissons in the top 6, centering Philip Forsberg and Jonathan Marchessault is insane to me. I think he should be maybe a third, fourth liner at best, but he's centering their 2 best offensive players. Ryan O'Reilly, Stamkos Evangelista is not a bad line, nothing great. Wenberg looks good, Joe. So let me pull that up on the comments here. Yeah, asked about Alex Wenberg. He's going to go up to the number one line on this side. I think he's also on the top power play unit as the extra for the defenseman. Could be a decent look. I'm just a little bit worried what happens with that top pair of Toffoli is going, but I know you could get Wenberg at plus money, which is always really, really nice. So let's go through these real quick. And let me actually go through some of these. So again, as posted on Twitter, I really only have 3 or 4 plays that stand out to me right now. I talked to you a little bit about Seth Jones. I think Seth Jones is in a really, really good spot to shoot puck today. I think that's going to be a really, really good overall spot for him. I think Matvei Michkov has just been one of the best shooters in hockey since coming back from this break. Ottawa is the worst shot suppression team in the NHL of late. I believe 35 shots a game, 35.3 shots on goal allowed per game. Absolutely have to target it on that side. Again, in terms of like best bets, it's really, really good there. Andrew, with the Seth Jones look, I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll talk about Seth Jones. He's only played 3 games so far as a Florida Panther. In those, he's got 3 shots, 1 shot, 4 shots. He's got a good ability to get you 3, basically. You're going to see a big bump up in ice time. He's playing about 22, 18, 22 minutes per game. I think top power play unit, top pair. He's going to be back to the Chicago numbers, 23, 24, 25 minutes per game. And also Boston, if I remember correctly. No, they've cleaned up their penalties a little bit of late. They were really bad. Now they're about middle of the pack they take about 3 penalties a game. That top power play unit, I think he's going to want to really put his stamp on it and kind of show himself as like, hey, I'm going to be the guy on this top power play unit. Because I think long term he should be the guy compared to Aaron Ekblad, in my honest opinion. A couple guys. So Tulip brought up Kyle Connor against the Rangers. He's got a really good shooting head-to-head, but the one that really sticks out to me is his line mate buddy, Mark Scheifele. Mark Scheifele's been really, really good against the Rangers for whatever reason over head-to-head. I also think that I just don't trust that Rangers defense. The Rangers overall have a horrendous record against playoff teams, and they're one of the best teams at beating bad teams. But the second they go up against a playoff team, their defense kind of crumbles. I think Scheifele's going to be a really, really nice look. I think Kyle Connor on the shots is a really, really good look. And I believe he shoots a little bit more at home with relatively good volume. Again, my only worry is his volume's kind of tailing off a little bit of late. But it's still, the Rangers defense has not been good. They've been giving him a ton of shots. I absolutely see the vision. One of my favorite things to do this year is fade Mika Zibanejad on the road. Minus 180 won't get you the best price possible, but I just can't do it. The guy shoots at a NHL pretty good average at home. Nothing there on the road right now. Going into Tyler, let me get this before I forget. Let me answer your question. Kreider, third line minutes. I think for 2, he seems pretty good. He's got an insane head-to-head against Winnipeg. Winnipeg's sneaky, leaky, right? Because you think of them as a really good defense. They still give up shots. And Kreider's been pretty good. Net front, rebounds. That one usually looks really nice. I think another one, you're looking here. Forsberg's up at 23.5. I might have to snag that. Give me 1 second. Anton Forsberg? You're talking about Anton Forsberg, the goalie for... He absolutely is. Minus 120. Yeah, we'll probably have to be there. We're going to have to be there in some capacity. So, Strome. Tyler, Dylan or Ryan? Just before we get into Strome. Suzuki looks great. Nick Suzuki for 2 has been wildly consistent of late. He's such a leader. He's such a good player. And then Trevor Moore. I haven't taken a look at Trevor Moore against the Islanders. He's been super consistent for 2. I don't know if you could rely on him for much more than 2, but he's been consistent for 2. Dylan, you can't go wrong taking someone against the Anaheim Ducks. Anyone that's followed my channel for a really, really long time knows the Anaheim Ducks are one of the teams you target for shot stacks. He's got a really good head-to-head. All 4 of them look pretty good, Tyler, and nice 1.5 numbers. G brought it up. The Anton Forsberg over 23.5 saves, fantastic. In my opinion, fantastic. Again, you're looking at Ottawa. They're giving up 35 a game right now. They gave up, 50 yesterday to Detroit? I know Philadelphia is not the best offense. I know Philly's not going to get you huge numbers here. But get me 27 shots on net like you're averaging, and we'll get there. Right? We'll get to the 24 saves needed. I think the line's really, really low. I'm actually curious what our projections have for Philly. Our projections have Philly at 28 shots on goal. So you allow 3 in, 25, we're all happy. Sweet. Okay. So those are my favorite player props. Brady Shea, I don't know if I can go Brady Shea again. Brady Shea waits till the very, very end for me. I'm not sure I can go back to Brady Shea right now. I really don't. So, the dog of the day. There's a couple of them up there. I think Columbus wins today against New Jersey. I mean, there's so much sentiment of New Jersey looking good their last game and winning. I'm sorry they beat a Philadelphia Flyers team, which I don't think is very good. The Columbus Blue Jackets, I think, they're just a team of destiny right now. I think they're an awesome underdog today. They shouldn't, at the very least, the New Jersey Devils shouldn't be minus 150. Without Dougie Hamilton, without Jonas Siegenthaler, without Jack Hughes, there's zero reason for them to be minus 150. This should be closer to a pick 'em at best. And again, you're getting the best price here on ProfitX by far. You're looking at the best price currently I see is plus 135 on Bet365. You have a ton of liquidity at plus 140. And again, I mean, if you want to get a little cheeky, want to see if you can maybe grab a plus 150 price, I wouldn't be that surprised if someone would fill that for you. Again, if you want to try to get snipe these better lines, you absolutely can do this. Again, 10, see if it gets matched on your end. But you could basically set your own prices that you feel comfortable taking. And that's huge. Another underdog. We'll talk about it. I really like the Philadelphia Flyers today. I don't think Ottawa was good by any stretch of the imagination. I think 5-on-5, they've been getting caved in. I just think that Philly, especially on a back-to-back, Anton Forsberg isn't Linus Ullmark. I don't think Philly's a bad look at plus 110. We'll go here. Talked about it briefly, so Tampa Bay, to kind of check the liquidity on it. You can get a really good price at plus 119. Tampa Bay right now might be one of the best teams in hockey, if not the hottest team in hockey. 8-2 in their last 10. I think it's they've won 10 of their last 12, 10 of their last 13. Obviously made the big moves. Really good depth now on that team. And Carolina, winners of 4 straight, but kind of struggled before that. I think this will be a really good game. I also really like the under in this game. If you want to buy that up to 6, I feel really good about the under 6 on that line. I want to bump up to 7 or 6.5. Really, really good. Cooch got to bounce back after the shutout. I think so. I mean, I think Carolina, divine bounce back. I think he's going to shoot. I think Carolina, especially at home, Kucherov's going to have a steady dose of Jordan Staal on him today. Basically, when people think about home road splits and why they matter so much, in hockey, the home team gets last change. Carolina, with that Jordan Staal line, basically kind of crush any top line opposition. If Carolina can set out of the box, I think Kucherov can get negated today. But Nikita Kucherov's one of the best players in hockey. I think he'll put up a point. I'm not that confident betting him for 2, though. And again, I think the defensive nature of the Carolina Hurricanes and how they are at home able to limit goals, plus how good Vasilevsky's playing, I don't hate the under here. And you're looking at, click off of Ottawa, please. There we go. Carolina, 7th. Best defense in hockey of late. Tampa Bay, third best defense in hockey of late. I think if you can get the under 6 at a good price, it's well worth it. Under 6.5, also very well worth it. Hit how it keeps going off when I click there. Okay. Tampa Bay. I actually really like Minnesota at home today. Minnesota burned me on Sunday. They outplayed the Penguins but couldn't score. I don't think Minnesota as a down or as an underdog is bad. I think Montreal is a dog at +1. A lot of good underdogs today, man. A lot of good underdogs today. Man. And we go back to the Sharks. Dude, I think all these underdogs might win today. If we take all 5 of those dogs, I bet you 3 of them win. Yeah, you're right. Minnesota's better on the road. Tulip. They have really good home road splits. I'm not betting against Colorado. If you had to tell me, gun to my head, I think Columbus, Philly, Tampa, Montreal, San Jose. I bet you at least 3 of them win today. Hell, you could go 2 out of 3 or 2 out of 5 and probably get profit, with them being +150, +130, +120. That'd be the worst of the bunch. +140. Gun to my head, dog of the day today for me. I'm going to go with the Montreal Canadiens against the Vancouver Canucks. Canucks are another one of those funny teams. They're better on the road. Canucks have a really good home record, or really good road record, and a pretty mediocre home record. I love how feisty this Canadiens team is today. Montebo's been good. They are better at home as well, but it's not a huge difference. I'm going to go with the Montreal Canadiens as my dog of the day today. But again, a lot of good underdogs today. I think Columbus has to be in that conversation. I think Columbus against New Jersey has to be in that conversation. I think the Sharks are a nice little look. Yeah, really, really nice prices there. Couple more guys to low. Well, let's go back to player props real quick. Pavel Dorofeyev has been awesome for shots on the road this year. We'll go right back to him today. Pittsburgh giving up a decent amount of decent amount of shots of late. Very, very good. Let me just check something here real quick. Almost 2,500 people here, which is awesome, guys. Thank you for that. Okay. Round robin the underdogs. That's not a bad. Honestly, David, might run it as like a for fun. Run all of them and maybe like as a 4 out of 5. I kind of don't want to run the Columbus one because it kind of goes against my team, but got to do what you got to do, am I right? Again, we'll go back to, I believe Tyler asked about Dylan Strome, his teammate and buddy Alexander Ovechkin. Against the Anaheim Ducks, there just is no bad bet for shots on goal. Ovi's been ripping puck lately. Over 11 or almost 11 shot attempts a game is insane work. For Ovi, since coming back from the break, he's been ripping 10 to 12 shot attempts a game. He's going for that record. He's coming for it, and he's going to most likely get there relatively soon. He'll get there by the end of the year this year. That one looks really, really nice. Also, just like Ovi to score a goal today. I believe that is available in here as well if you want to bet Ovi goal at +100, or you could fade him. And that's one of those things where with Profit Exchange, there is a no market. One of the biggest things that's annoying me is how DraftKings, for example, Austin Matthews in a good spot. They'll put up Austin Matthews at -130 to score a goal. It is not easy to score a goal in the NHL. So you can easily fade any player at any prop that you want here. Again, I don't think I'm taking Ovi under today, but it's a nice opportunity to be able to fade if you don't want to. They're not one-way markets. They're two-way markets across the board, which is really, really nice. Where were we? Points-wise, I'm going to post a point stack on Twitter very shortly. I'm leaning Mark Scheifele and Macklin Celebrini. That's kind of my original lean. Scheifele's been unreal. head-to-head. He's also just much better at home for point, pretty consistent. Similar with Macklin, doesn't have as much head-to-head data. He's only played him twice, but he is also much better at home for a point. I think Macklin and Mark make a lot of sense. The M&Ms look good. Do I want another total? I'm trying to think if I want to go another total here. Actually, I haven't locked in my dog of the day just yet. Let's lock in the dog of the day. We'll get it at plus 129. And I don't know if I have. Can I do it from my computer? Lovely. Oh, that's nice. I actually didn't realize they split them up between that. So you learn something new every day. So I got $16 at the plus 130, and then I got the remainder at my plus 129. Really nice price. Again, you're looking at, you get about plus 118 on FanDuel. You have plus 124 on DraftKings. So you're saving yourself a couple extra cents there again, which is really, really nice. Any other questions? Any other players you want me to take a look at? Props, game lines, team total, whatever you guys want. I'm all ears. Let me know here, and I'm happy to kind of go through those. Just waiting to go through any comments. Any players you want me to take a look at? Thoughts? How do they look? Whatever it might be. We'll leave the last 10 minutes here open for you guys. Let me get that. Let me get a screenshot of this so I could post it later. Perfect. Forsberg points for San Jose, never a bad look. My only worry with Philip Forsberg when you take a look at him is he's got really bad home road splits. It's actually insane. He's got a great head-to-head against them regardless, which makes him pretty nice. But that overall Nashville team struggles to score on the road. Funny enough, the one team that he's managed to do it is San Jose. But that kind of scares me off just a little bit. Cole Caulfield shots. Let's take a look at him. Any FanDuel slip for the NHL boost? I do need to get that working. It'll probably be an old school shot stack. Or I might just save it for a live slip. I know the live slips have been very, very popular of late. Not Cutter Garland. Cole Caulfield. Shooting puck lately. Actually, I believe he's on this list. If you look at players over the last 10 games, we got to bump this up so we don't get any fourth liners. And you go over to, this is my favorite way to look for shooters now. Where the hell is it? On ice shot attempts? No. What the hell is it? There we go. Shots on goal per 60 minutes. I believe he was at the top. Maybe his shot attempts. He just misses that a lot. Who am I thinking of? Never mind. Cole Caulfield has not been on this. Oh, there he is. Dropped off a little bit. Still in the top 40, but he definitely hasn't been the same level of rip as he's been lately. Kale for shots on goal. Minnesota's not bad defensively. They give up a decent amount of shots. I personally don't like to bet players for shots on back-to-back games. They played yesterday. That's my only worry with that one. Ottawa, Toronto, New Jersey. Maybe a little Werenski action there. Ottawa would be who? Travis Sanheim? I don't really think Sanheim rips like that. Cool. We don't anything else before we kind of wrap this up. Look at Kale with 0 days rest. Is it good? I don't know. I've just been screwed of late. Kale's been good this year on no days rest. Overall, not great, but in a small sample, he's been pretty good. Reinhardt for shots, of course. Take a look at anything. I just have to eliminate this filter. So, Reinhardt, better at home. His volume's been going up lately, but last game kind of took a tick down. That's my only worry with him. Typically, when players start having like these random ticks down, got to be careful with them. Um, I still think it's a good spot. I still think Boston is a good target. Be careful, he is slightly better at home, though. Yeah, Tulip, 100%. Once players get their goal, like they're not motivated anymore, huh? All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap things up here today. I'm going to post the Montreal slip, and then we're going to get a couple more stuff posted on my Twitter. Appreciate you guys hopping in for the first show here. If you guys haven't already tried Profit Exchange out, available in 40 states. We're talking California, Texas, Florida, kind of the big hubs that do not have sports books just yet. Available there, you guys are able to get the best lines. You're looking at, although I don't personally dabble in this, they have full assortment of player props available for NBA and MLB as well, NFL as well. NHL is coming very, very shortly. I'm assuming come playoff time, there's going to be a much bigger menu of stuff to pick from. On that side, the current offer, if you use code Cheddar, you can get up to $300 or 300 profit cash back when you're playing your entries. View all the terms. It's right at the top of the screen when you guys sign up, so you guys can see that. What sites do I use? Yes. So I use Shop Props for basically everything team days. It's www.shopprops.com. That kind of pulls you up to here. And then I could do shots on goal data, team data on this side. This is dailyfaceoff.com. This kind of gives me all my lines, all my starting goalies. They also give you regular news with injuries and whatnot on that side. Props Cash is what I've been using recently for props. Kind of gives me all the players, their charts. If you go down here, there's a lot of like secondary data that you can kind of take a look at, whether it be time on ice, power play time, all that type of stuff. And they have basically every sport under the sun at this point. This is MoneyPuck, moneypuck.com. This is a little bit when you want to go a little bit under the hood, more advanced stats, when you're talking about stuff like Corsi, expected goals, that type of deal. This is really, really helpful. Like I said, I've been using a lot of the shot attempts per 60 minutes for guys who have been bumped up in ice time, right? So basically what this is telling you, if the guy played 60 minutes, this is how many times they're shooting. For a guy that might shoot quite a bit, but only gets 8 minutes time on ice because he's a fourth liner, he's bumped up to a second line role, bumped up to a first line role, you can assume that he's going to shoot a lot more because he usually does shoot. He just doesn't get ice time. So there's different stuff like that that I like to do with advanced analytics. I haven't used HockeyViz as much. I think part of that's because I really just haven't bet that much in shot on goals this year, to be quite honest with you. However, Tulip, one cool thing if you wanted to know, how did that pop up? If you go down here, they actually have the shot maps for certain players here. The only thing is, you're right, HockeyViz is the best for teams. Let me see if it does it here. Yeah, for the actual like team stuff, they don't have it here. But yeah, HockeyViz, you're right, is a good one for seeing kind of shot maps and where teams are from, or where teams are giving up shots from. So let me lock some stuff in. I'm gonna get everything out to you guys. We have another 2 hours before the slate starts. So I got to take Holly outside. Yeah, usually when I'm streaming, you'll see her sleeping right behind me. But yeah, all in all, W stream today, guys, almost an hour long. Went through everything. I will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. There's my link also in the chat. If you guys are in the Twitter chat, thank you. I won the money for my link. Very, very appreciated. Huge thank you. I'll be on Twitter all day today. We'll see how the plays go. And I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from Tuesdays to Fridays, and then 12 o'clock on Saturday. Thank you guys so much, and I will be back tomorrow at the same time. Peace, guys.